we're going to present the automobile industry, the EU in specific in Germany. First, I'll introduce the characteristics of the European automobile market. Here, the market size and growth. The industry accounts for 7% of the EU GDP, 6% of total EU employment, and 30% of total EU R&D spending. Here, we calculated the HHI for the different types of automobiles in the market, which indicates the competitiveness in the industry.
Here are the main goals of the European Union. First, we have the greening, then we have the digitalization as the most important, global competitiveness, and job creation.
So more specifically, the German automobile industry is very significant in Europe, as 80% of vehicles are German OEM badged, 57% of them are produced in Germany. Globally, 60% of all premium vehicles produced are German OEM badged. So the characteristics of the German automobile industry is it is thought to be an oligopoly. It is very competitive and hence has a HHI of under 1,000. Further on the German industry margins, in 2021, the margins stand at a positive approximate 360 billion, making the industry very profitable. Trade, so Germany is a developed economy. It imports a lot of raw materials to produce car parts from the EU.
The main issues caused by COVID in the EU directly related to Germany are containment measures,
public health restrictions, which stopped international supply, and car dealerships also had to shut down due to COVID lockdowns.
also loss of production.
There was an economic downturn, so roughly 2.2 million people were unemployed. They would rather save up, and sales of electric vehicles decreased.
So Germany also implemented subsidies. So through the diagram, we can see the elasticity of supply is inelastic, meaning welfare loss will be higher. In the diagram, it is illustrated by the deadweight loss triangle in red.
The figure indicates that in 2021, although the number of car registration is growing compared to the same period in 2020, pre-COVID levels have not been reached.
Ukraine supplies Germany with cable harnesses and raw materials, and due to the shortage, they aren't able to provide for electric vehicles and electric batteries.
So the German industry analysis taxation, new tax where vehicles are charged by the amount of CO2 they emit has been imposed. So the consumer surplus and the producer surplus is shrinking as seen on the diagram. However, they do generate a government revenue, which can be used to further incentivize e-vehicles to create charging ports.
Germany is predicted to have 15 million e-vehicles on the roads by 2030, but really there'll be 10 million vehicles due to shortage of supplies from Ukraine and Russian war, COVID comeback, and the lack of charging ports.
So here are the German advantages in succeeding the goal of EVs adoption. First, you have the European policies, the emergence of regional production system, digitalization as BMW the leading in Germany, growing venture capital, recycling project, and the charging infrastructure. Here are the challenges. The first one is related to labor because it is more concentrated on digitalization, investments in R&Ds, dependencies on third party because of software, and collaboration with other agencies, as well enhancement for batteries and pressures on the OEMs and adoption to current changes.
So we have the illustrations of the predictions for the German automobile industry. So in the short run, the demand for gasoline-powered vehicles will decrease. In the mid-run, however, the supply for e-vehicles will increase as producers start creating a new output of them, and this will increase the consumer surplus. And lastly, in the long run, both the supply and the demand for private vehicles will shrink as due to the German goals.
So at the end, here's our prediction that the government should invest in the urban use of such vehicles because this would implement more confidence in the German citizens. Here's our prediction with demand increasing, and here are the points how Germany can do that. This is the end, and thank you for your attention.